The King reads comments. Alrighty, guys and gals, what's going on, everybody? My beautiful freaks, it's the head freak here from the Chat Tavern. Today, I'm going to be catching up on comments. I am pretty far behind. Hope everybody's doing well. Let us ketchup and tomato. No, let us pickles and onions. One more time. Let us get into it here. Yeah, here we go. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Here we go. The first comment is from Mr. Jamie. He is a member of the channel. He's been publicly subscribed for 7 months. Received one of the highest number of hearts from me. That's right. And he's been a member for 2 months. I really appreciate you, Jamie. I hope you're doing well. This is on the last The King Reads comments, and I don't know why I'm the king, but I just am. He says, love the videos, especially these. Well, look at this. Another one for you. Thank you, Jamie. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. This is from Mr. Cynics, received one of the highest number of hearts from me as well. He has been a member of my channel for 10 months. He's been here for a long time. I love you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. This is on King Reads comments number 8. Yep, as Touch Me Nancy said, the reason hunters freezing traps trap random stuff is a talent called lock and load. You have a 50% chance when you trap a target with freezing trap or ice trap to cause your next 2 explosive shots to cost no focus and trigger no cooldown. Effect lasts for 12 seconds. Okay, so I had been wondering on the Worgen Warrior why I would see a hunter launch a freezing trap in the middle of a pack of mobs that were actively being attacked and meleeed and stuff. So that's what it is. You think they'd use the other one. You think they'd use the ice trap, which is like frost trap maybe. But thanks for letting me know. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, man. Cynics again at 4545. That's Blade Storm that constantly spins in the arms talent tree. I believe it does 6 or 8 whirlwinds. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. So I have a talent. I don't think I'm using it anymore. Maybe I am. Is it called Whirlwind? I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's a Blade Storm, but maybe it gets upgraded. Where I would spin around, but I was thinking it would do like the boss in Cathedral where he whirlwinds for like 10 seconds, but it wasn't like that. So he's let me know there's a talent I could pick. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And he says here, I have 2 WoW accounts and only sub on one of them for 99% of the time. And my launcher always does the same thing where it says the sub is inactive. And during Wrath of the Lich King, I actually fell for it because I panicked when I saw it said my subscription had expired. Because I had raid in 30 minutes I didn't want to miss, so I clicked the prompt and sub because I don't auto-subscribe. So I didn't think of that first. Dude, I have had, I think Travisine told me the same thing. So if you have 2 separate accounts, and you're not using one like I do. I have an EU account that I don't use anymore at all. And I created a completely separate email address and everything. It's completely separate. 99% of the time when I go to open my the Blizzard launcher, whatever the hell that's called, it automatically switches to the EU account that doesn't have an active subscription. Every damn time. I've got to click on it, select my US account from the drop down and set it, but it doesn't stick. And this is the reason I think they do that. I don't even think it's a thing. I know it's a thing. They're trying to get you to activate another subscription, even though you have a current one, and it switches automatically. I have sent 2 tickets to Blizzard about this, and I was told the same thing. They said, we can't delete the other account because it's tied. They're tied together. And I responded, no, it's actually a separate email. It's completely separate. They say they can't do it, but I think it's set up like that so to try to trick you and to get another subscription. It's a minor little thing, but it's really aggravating. But I'm glad to know it's not just me. This is Jamie on Maps and Legends, Hogwarts Legacy, episode 23. This title I chose here is actually an REM song off one of my favorite REM albums, Fables of the Reconstruction. Nice episode, getting damn good with the fighting. Well, I have good days and bad days on that. I do. But I appreciate it. Thank you. This is Mega22. What's going on, brother? He has been publicly subscribed to me for 1 month. This is on Ironman Challenge 147. Great video. We all have our past, and I'm glad you shared that with us. I'm happy we could join you in this hobby work. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's really cool. So I was probably telling horror stories about my childhood. I imagine that's what I was doing. I think I know what that is a reference to. This is from Fly Jumbo Man 6 days ago. He's been publicly subbed to me for 3 months, and he chose to become a member. He is a new member. Fly Jumbo Man, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for choosing to support me. I appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot to me. This is on episode 147. You may be able to feign death, drop a trap as a macro. Not sure, though. If you could drop a trap mid-combat. Doesn't work. So I have tried everything I can think of. At least in Classic. I know later versions of the game, hunters can drop their traps whenever they want. But in Classic, once you're in combat with your pet, if I feign death, the pet is still in combat. I stand up. I can't drop a trap. I have tried several different macros to make it work. And I did find one on Wowhead, and the guy in the comments was saying, if you spam click it enough, it might work. But I couldn't get it to work. But it would be great if you could, because it's never made sense to me in Classic why you can't drop a trap once you're in combat. It's like a utility that you have, and it's just weird to me, but for some reason they made that choice. But I've tried everything I can think of. If you have a macro that actively works, where once you get into combat, you're able to do some tomfoolery and drop a freezing trap or something, I would love to see it, but I've not been able to get it work. But thanks, Fly. This is Saved by Grace. Into the Crater, episode 146. How you doing? Getting a buff doesn't disqualify you, as you can't prevent random buffs. It's just required that you click off of it as soon as you notice it. The only type that would disqualify you is one you consume, such as food buffs and elixirs. This is our resident expert on hardcore challenges right here. World First Pacifist Challenge, Ironman Challenge, plus other stuff. What is it called? Bloody or something like that? He's a ton of them. Thank you for letting me know. So I unfortunately got, well, it was an earlier episode than this, but I got that stupid Midsummer Fire Festival buff, and I did not notice it. It was basically up for like 45 minutes. I noticed it towards the end of the video, and I got rid of it immediately. I just happened to see it up at the top of the screen. I had gotten it before I started recording when I was like flying or something and away from my desk here. Came back and started recording, and it was already up. But what it does, it gave me, I think, 30 or 300 extra health. So fortunately, it wasn't like a damage buff or anything, but I didn't count it. You know, there's no way in hell I was calling it the challenge because of that. But thanks for letting me know, man. I do appreciate that. Same episode. That Gorilla Cave also has a vertical aggro. Yes, it does. I know what you're talking about already. So if the gorilla below the top level calls for help, they will come. So if you decided to do the gorilla name, which is Chasing Me Amy or something, make sure to pull the gorilla type way back from the upper layer. Yes. So on my Troll Hunter Beard Fist, I had the closest call in the entire run to 60. So what he's talking about is there's three types of gorilla in a Gorilla Crater. There's a cave in like the northeast corner, and you have to go in there to find this thing. So there's apes called just the gorilla. There's the thunderers, and then there's the something else's. The regular gorillas will do a call for help when they get low on health, like a lot of NPCs do. But the call range is massive. So I was on the bottom level of the cave, and he did the call. I actually thought I'd pulled it to a safe spot. The gorillas above, or the apes above, heard it, and he ran. They pathed around and pulled like 7 or 8 gorillas with them. I can't remember what episode number it was, but good God, I had to use Feign Death twice on the same pull, just barely made it. It was a nightmare. I do not recommend going into that cave doing a permadeath challenge at all. It's tough. This is episode 146 as well. Those crystal and pylons give great and easy XP. Thank you. You are actually the reason I ended up doing these. And they did give great XP. I think it was nearly 5K a piece. I can't remember exactly, but it was well worth it. I just collected the crystals, turned them in, and then we went and clicked on the pylons. Pretty cool. I didn't do the follow-up because I think the follow-up's like the last bit of it is you go back and do something and then you get a buff. So I didn't actually do that part, even though I could have clicked off the buff. This is on episode 147. Look at this awesome thumbnail. This guy's good. There are 2 quests that use the Anguro soil. One is in Darnassus and one is in Feralus. To complete both quests would take 40 to 50 soil. I think it's worth it, but some might not. I ended up doing this, and you're right. There are 2 quests, and I ended up eating into some for the other quests, but I eventually got this finished, I think. The only thing that sucks about this quest, I think it starts in Darnassus. You get a packet, and then you get these seeds or something. The problem is, once you get it takes 2 Anguro soil to activate, and then you get this little thing, and you click on the thing, and you either get what you need, which I think is marrow grain or something, or a random herb. So it's not guaranteed. So I ended up going through all of my soil. I actually ran out of the seeds. I had to go all the way back to Darnassus to pick up the more seeds to actually finish the quest. But you are right. And the other one does get turned in Feralus. But it was decent XP. And, I had soil anyway, so I ended up just doing it. This is on 147. At 115, there's a macro that puts your pet on passive, has you feign death, and then you can drop a trap. Man, I found a couple and tried them all, just not work. I could not get it to work. When I stood up or put the pet on passive, no, wait a minute. Yeah, I had one that put the pet on passive. It just didn't work for me. If you're able to, and you know what that macro is, leave a new comment on any of the Hunter videos, and I'll see the new comment. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works, I don't get a notification. So if you leave a comment and then I respond to it, and then you respond to that, I don't get a notification to it. I don't know why that is, but I'll never see the comment. Now, I can actually come in here. There's a way for me to look it up by a filter, but it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I'm too lazy. But if you leave a new comment, I will see it, because I would love to have that. It would come in handy for sure. This is Mr. Jamie on Iron Man Challenge, episode 148. 9 minutes. Can't wait for the Fright Night episode on Sunday. Thank you very much. So at the time of this video, I have finished the Sons of the Forest. I did not mean for it to end that soon, because I went out of my way to not look up the ending or anything about the game. So I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what were in certain caves or bunkers or anything. So everything that happened in the game was the first time for me. But I ended up going into a bunker, and it was the end game, unfortunately. And I came out. I kind of had a feeling, though, when I came out of that cave and there was the big boss, I was like, shit, this is the end of the game. But I was already into it. I actually had a feeling when we were going down into, I'll call it hell, that cave with all the fire and the demons and shit, Dan, that was really weird and intense. But I was already sucked into it. I did not know that, so I had a choice. In case you're interested in that Let's Play and you haven't seen it, I won't give too much away, but something happened, and I didn't realize that if I did something that would trigger one of the choices. I thought I would get a clear choice, but I didn't. But I got to be honest, I kind of like how it ended, because the way I role played it, my character was affected by something on the island, just like the other mutants and shit that were there. And that's the ending I chose, is how I'll word that. I don't think I'm done with that game yet. So once you finish the game, you unlock creative mode where you can do a bunch of other stuff. I didn't even go into some of the caves. I'm fairly certain, That island is massive. If you played The Forest, the first game, this island with Sons of the Forest, it must be 4 times bigger, easily. But I had a lot of fun with it. There's things that were kind of, I mean, I noticed differences in the game immediately, but I didn't get to really build the base up and any of that because it just kind of ended too soon there. But it was a lot of fun. But having said all that, the new Fright Night series, the day this comes out, I think I put a short little teaser in the community section. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. I've already recorded the first episode. It's starting Monday, this coming Monday, the 8th at 7 p.m. They always come out at 7 p.m. It'll be every other day at 7 p.m. Looking forward to that. The first episode, good God, I must have got jump scared. Legitimate jump scared 3 or 4 times. It's freaky, man. This is Jamie on episode 148. At 30-minute mark, I'm in love with space as well. Could talk about it for hours and hours. I literally just got finished watching this morning. I was watching a little thing about the asteroid Apophos, I think it's called. In 2029, it's going to come within like 20,000 miles of the Earth. They've ruled out it hitting the Earth, but then it comes back in 2068 or something like that. But I think it's 100 times larger than the asteroid the asteroid that did the meteor crater in Arizona. If it hit the Earth, it would kill billions. It wouldn't. It's not an Earth. I mean, it's not a planet killer, but it would kill billions of people. I'm fascinated by stuff like that, but I literally just got through watching something. It's fascinating to me, space. Grats on 53. We're getting there, E. You better be careful. I don't want to see a dead Iron Woman on my screen. Me neither, man. Thanks for using the emote there. Members have access to, I think, 4 or 5 emotes. I know it's silly, but so there is, no, I can't say anything yet, can I? No. We have a close call coming up. I'll say that. I almost had an accident in my pants coming up on the Iron Man Challenge. Completely unexpected, too. We are getting close, though. I'm in some danger. I'm in the most dangerous areas right now, though, so I got to be extra, extra careful. Torment. This guy he is OG on the channel. He has been here for a long time. By the way, if you didn't know, Torment X-Ray, he has his own channel. I don't think he's put any content out in a little bit, but he does have videos over there. What's going on, T? Always stand behind the mob when you can. It reduces the chance your attacks are avoided. Yes, and I have started doing this on the Warrior now. I'm trying to get behind the mob, but I noticed I can still get dodged. I don't know what's up with mobs dodging me when I'm attacking from the back, but I don't know. It's like they're in the Matrix or some shit. But thanks, man. I have started doing that. I think I miss less or whatever. Thank you. Appreciate it. And then Jamie responds to that. Don't try this on dragons. You'll have a bad time. Tail swipe. Yeah. I learned this in some of my first raids I did, standing behind dragons or certain bosses. Hogwarts Legacy episode 24. I'm pretty sure when you interact with animals, you can summon them to you so you don't have to run, but also feed them by pressing the button shown there so you don't actually need to have to spell out. I think not 100% sure. You are actually right on that. You can also do this from the menu H, so you basically can just teleport the animal you want right to you. It's been a while since I've done it. Give it a try. You are right. So in this game is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun with Hogwarts Legacy. There's kind of some weird visual stuff with the game, but it is a lot of fun. It's one of the things that does it for me in the game is a really rich and interesting story combined with excellent voice acting. And this game has got both of them. It is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. And it's something light, and it's just a little bit different. This is Glenn. This is Mr. Gransiver. Received one of the highest number of hearts from me, one of my top commenters. Scolomance. At 3650, Blood of the Innocents is used to summon the gargoyle boss in Scolomance. Yeah, I figured that out later. I had this in my bag, and I didn't know if it was a quest item or something. Thanks for letting me know, Glenn. I appreciate it, man. King reads comments number 8 at 4630. He says, I am dumb. That's okay. Me too, man. Torment is right. I was thinking Grim Patrol, but it's Black Rock Caverns. I are dumb. Oh, so I think I know what this is. I was talking about one of my favorite dungeons in Cataclysm was Grim Patrol, because you get on the dragons and you do this little thing. It's not like a mini game so much. It actually helps you out later in the dungeon, but I do enjoy that. But yeah, I think it is Grim Patrol. Hope you're doing well, Glenn. Episode 147. Here's another extensive list of sounds in the game you can turn off. Might find Saber here. Sorry, I'm not digging into it myself. I have already had 2 fusion surgeries on my back, and I've herniated another disc, and I am unable to really sit in a chair for periods of time without wiggling around. Wish you the best of luck finding the direct sound you need to find to stop your cat from yawning. Yeah, that cat sound, dude, drives me nuts. I agree mount sounds can get annoying, but in my case, I am weird. I use the black Battle Strider, the known PvP mount, for all my characters. I actually, for some reason, love the sound it makes. Again, I'm weird, though. Yeah, it depends on the type of person you are and how much you can take. But yeah, so I know how to do it. The problem is I can't actually find the sound ID file for my Night Saber yawn. I tried looking it up. All I can find is it's a Night Saber in like retail, where you can turn off that sound. So when he does the animation, he goes, which drives me nuts. I can't find the sound ID file. Sorry about your surgeries, man. Are these recent? That sounds pretty. Any kind of surgery on your body is massive, but especially on your back. I hope you're doing well, man. Herniated disc. That's terrible. I hope you're feeling better if this was recent. I didn't actually know that. Episode 147. My wife is a huge Fish fan. I cannot tell you titles, but there are some I like. I tease her that all her favorite bands are angry women who cannot play their instruments or sing. She just nods and agrees. I guess I should have pointed out that Fish are not a band of women who cannot sing. Yeah, I was talking about a song during I think I was talking about how my marriage broke up. Yeah, I learned how to play this song. I mean, the guy who showed me how to play this song, can I remember the name of it now? I think it's called Sample in a Jar. I'm not a big Fish fan, but that's a band I think musicians appreciate. But the guy who taught me that song ended up having an affair with my wife, and they got married. Yeah. But I mean, I couldn't say I'm not a Fish fan because I honestly haven't really listened to their catalog. I've only heard like a handful of songs. So, at 39, Bengal cats are freaking awesome. I currently have a Maine Coon, and I have for years tried to talk to my wife into getting a Bengal cat. Her sister has 2 of them. Sorry about your wife. It's okay, man. My ex-wife had an affair with one of my college roommates who went on to be the best man at her wedding. I wish them all the best and moved on in life. If that's what they wanted, best to them. On a much better note, Sally and myself will be celebrating 18 years of marriage in September. So all turns out the way it was supposed to. That is good to hear, man. It really is. Yeah, so my ex-wife used to breed Bengal cats. They are pretty incredible looking animals. And these were like show quality. They had papers and everything and really expensive. She did this, well, she maybe still does it, but we lived in Connecticut and also in upstate New York. And we would sometimes travel into Canada for like cat shows and things like that. But yeah, they are interesting looking animals for sure. 100%. Glad to hear you and your wife are still together and early congratulations, 18 years of marriage. What are you supposed to say? It's not congratulations. Maybe it is. That's a long time, man. Good for you, dude. I hope you're doing well, brother. Mr. Matthew, what's going on? 97 SS Camaro versus Big E, number 3. Glad you got some things done on the car. Me too, man. It was good to just get outside, honestly. I've been kind of cooped up in here. David Nelson, He is a member for 7 months. Yes, he is. Ironman Challenge Night Elf 150. Story time with Big E never disappoints. God knows what I was talking about here. But yeah, Mr. Bill Willis, 1 year and 1 month as a member on my channel. One of the highest number of hearts from me. That is correct. Like the car, looking good. Thanks, Bill. I hope you're doing well, man. The car, not looking so good, but it's driving much better. That's for sure. I've still got a lot of work to do on it. Hope you're staying cool out there in that damn heat, Bill. Jamie on episode 150, the Big E Burger Dog. I need to try that ASAP. I think I was talking about how I had ordered hamburger buns. I'm not eating bread anymore right now, and they substituted them for effing hot dog buns. So I had to take my hamburger, cut it in half, and then I put each half lengthwise on the bun. Had a burger dog. Torment on the Camaro episode. Love the plate name at 48. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm a huge Tool fan. The band. The Rad Hatta. Absolutely love this name, man. It's so awesome. Congrats on 53. Also awesome to hear this run would not be disqualified for the accidental buff. I was too. I would still do it regardless. And I actually tried to find the classic Ironman site, and I can't find it because I was going to register the Night Elf just to see if I got flagged. But I couldn't find the site. I only see it for like newer versions of the game or whatever. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. Hope you're doing well. Hatta. This is from Cynics on episode 21 on the Worgen. At 235, standing behind a mob only reduces the chance to be parried. Attacks cannot be parried from behind. Okay, good to know. Only other players cannot dodge from behind. NPCs still can. Yes, they can. Only way to reduce dodge is expertise. And those bracers were actually a DPS downgrade as the add-on didn't take into account the plus 12 strength and chant. Damn it, I'm so stupid. I do this a lot. I pick the wrong thing. The bracers indeed were better giving plus 1 strength if your bracers weren't already enchanted with plus 12. I can't believe I traded plus 1 for plus 12. Thanks for letting me know, man. I know I'm terrible. Episode 21, Cynics. As you have Heroic Strike off the bars, you will still use it, however, not very often, only when you exceed on raise that you can't spend on other abilities. You could swap it with a keybind on R. Cleave is also decent as Fury on 3 targets with the cleaving glyph that allows it to hit 3 mobs instead of 2. Thanks, man. I'm just playing it the most basic. Whatever I can hit with 4 keybinds is just the way I'm going to go. Thanks, man. David Nelson, the shaman was going crazy, pulling everything. Yes, he was. Some tanks, well, I mean, most tanks seem to be okay with that in Cataclysm, especially at these lower levels. I guess it's just a thing. People want to roll. But I'm interested to see what happens when we get into like Blackrock Caverns and things like that. I hope it's going to be a little bit more chill. We're just going pack to pack and we've got 3 packs plus pulling the boss. It's a little bit crazy. At 1240, wasn't a shaman doing the exact same thing the last time he healed the monastery? He was pulling everything. Wasn't a shaman. Yeah, probably. I see this a lot. Mages, whoever, hunters, they're just running ahead of the tank and pulling. But I often also see that the tank will say, just pull everything. Everybody pull. So they're cool with it. David Nelson on episode 21. If you cannot find anyone to take those recipes, you can always send them my way. Okay. I'll check my bags, David, and see if they're still in my bag. I may have sold them. They might be in the bank. You're welcome to them, man. Whatever I'm not using there for sure. Torment at 2423. Look at that smile. Let's see what this is.
Star screwdriver.
Oh my God. The front of this car looks so bad. Man, when I bought this car, it was cherry. The paint was cherry. See this? It's hard to see in the video, but the clear coat on the entire top of the car the hood, the roof, and the back, and a little bit on the sides. The clear coat has come off. So this is the hole I had to cut in my hood. Way too large. It turned out all I needed to do was clip this a little bit, and I could have popped the hood, but I thought the latch was up here. So I'm going to be repairing this myself. Well, I'm going to try. Also, this is all faded. This is supposed to be black right here. That's supposed to all be painted black. This grill was not originally here. This car used to have fog lights, and they would go right here. But he put the grill on just to cover because he took the fog lights off. This car's got a lot of customization on it, but it looks pretty good from the back and the sides, but it needs a lot of cosmetic work for sure. I love the car, though. These are the new headlights I put on. They are much better than the old headlights that I had. It looks pretty good from the front, from a distance. Cynics on episode 21, Arcanite bar is actually from vanilla. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I don't remember it because I never probably got my skills that high. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't actually know that. The Alien City is nuts. This is The End, Sons of the Forest, episode 22. This is the last episode. Wonder what the next game will be. You chose the ending where you stay at the island to complete the artifact as what those beams in the sky were. There were also another ending by getting in the chopper instead of picking up the backpack, which gives you some cutscenes about Virginia and Kelvin after you leave the island. Yeah, I kind of figured that. But like I said, when they gave me the option, here's what happened. I mean, it's already out. It's kind of already spoiled anyway, mostly from me. But after you kill like this boss thing, this big freaky thing, it showed me something. It said, retrieve your backpack. And I didn't see any other option. I just thought this was something I had to do. And then I would get an option. But that actually was the option to stay on the island. So that's what happened there. But yeah. But like I said, might revisit that game. I am a huge Forest fan anyway. And I am also interested in what the next game will be. But there's so much I have left to do in this game. But the channel is so cranked up right now on steroids that I can't really do anything else with it. But probably revisit that in the future. This is on the end. Jamie, what a cool episode, man. You should continue playing and see what the artifact does. Maybe you could still somehow get off the island, or maybe it has something to do with the futuristic city you saw, or maybe that was just a hologram of some sort. Really cool game. Thanks, man. I agree. I have no idea what the artifact does. I didn't even have all the pieces. I think I had like 3 or 4 more pieces to collect. I think there's 7 pieces total. He says, I try not to give spoilers, but he's done pretty much all the content in the game right now, other than the cutscene from the additional ending choice. Okay, I didn't actually know that. The artifact in the first game had a lot more effect compared to this one. Perhaps in a future patch, something might come of it. Okay. And then he says, I see, thanks. I guess it's time for a new game. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the artifact does. What was interesting is the thing they showed me, I thought was the artifact, but I didn't have all the pieces. But maybe you're supposed to have all the pieces before you do that cutscene. I was a little bit confused there, and I have no idea what the light beams were. And I've not actually been back to the game since that last episode, since I finished recording it. Saved by Grace, Western Plaguelands, episode 149. Thank you for making your videos so pleasant and enjoyable to watch. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Comments like this make me happy. They really do. I'm glad that you enjoy watching. That's kind of why I do this. At 1501, Horde have a quest to defeat Uther's tomb, or to defile it. I could never bring myself to do the quest since he was such an honorable man. Yeah, Uther's tomb in Western Plaguelands. I think I kind of looked at it or something, but I wasn't sure what was going on over there. But did I do a quest as the Horde on the Troll? I think I did do something over there. Good to know. Rob Bomford, what's going on, brother? He's been a member for 1 month. He's recently become a member of my channel. I really appreciate it. Skolomance, another one of my favorite dungeons, but I don't remember it being like this. I feel like there's more than one version of Scholomance. Surely there is, but I was kind of surprised at the difference here in Cataclysm. I love how they rearranged all the vanilla dungeon level brackets in Cata. Makes leveling in dungeons so much smoother. That being said, mid to late 50s are almost exclusively Blackrock depths. I wouldn't be looking forward to that if I were you. Okay, good to know. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but we'll run them. We're still going to run them for sure. This is Eel Hayes, 5060. I'm not sure if I've seen you before from 3 days ago. That 60's creeping in. Yes, it is. Thank you for watching. If you're new, welcome to the Misty Mountain Gaming family. If you choose to stick around, I love seeing new people here. Hope you're doing well. This is David on episode 21 on the Warrior. If you have water breathing, Thousand Needles is the best place for mithril. I got 4 stacks swimming around in aquatic form in only 20 minutes or so. You are correct. I actually went through off camera, I think. I was trying to get somewhere else. But even without water breathing in Cataclysm, you can stay underwater. It seems like 5 minutes or something. It's probably not that long, but yeah, I was stopping the whole way. There are a ton of mithril in other nodes there as well in Thousand Needles. It's all flooded. Same thing with the Salt Flats area, obviously, but a ton of mithril there. Absolutely right. This is Jamie on Iron Man Challenge 151. No worries, man. You talked about the game multiple times and said you'd love to make a new Let's Play out of it, and that you really loved the first game. So I thought, why not? Being kind and helpful people will come back to you. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support and all of your awesome comments. It makes me feel good. It really does. Iron Man Challenge 151, David Nelson. The last time I looked, I don't think the hardcore site could handle classic. Oh, okay. I think this is the Iron Man site. I think it had to do with the data that was able to be gathered from each character. New versions of the game have allowed some data to be mined. What's interesting is there was a site, because I have used it. I have registered like at least 10 characters over there, but I cannot find it anymore. It may they just stopped updating it or something, or whoever, the webmaster, is just not doing it anymore. But I'm talking about the Iron Man site. Now, there is an Iron Man site for modern WoW, I guess I can say. And you can register your character starting at level 10. The rules are specific. They require you to go in and turn on tracking or something in your options so that they can poll and all of that. And they can keep track of everything. They can tell if you're in a group, if you're following somebody, if you've got buffs, all of that stuff. JWPNC1, what's going on? This is on the end. He says stay close, and he runs faster than any human ever. Yeah. I noticed this too, and I actually tried not to laugh during the episode. But we run into Eric. It's Eric LeBlanc, actually. I kind of started picking up things the last couple episodes. I started piecing things together from the first, from the forest, Eric and his son. But yeah, we run into him. I open the door and he's like, stay close, man. And then he just, like a marathon runner, he's just gone through the tunnel and disappears. Another thing that happened a couple of times is I was, like I said, I was trying to role play a little bit, and I would be in an intense scene and somebody would sub to the channel and Funkmaster E would pop up. So I either just ignored it or tried not to laugh at it, but it always cracks me up for some reason when that pops up. That happened a couple of times. The Pursuer, what's going on? Received one of the highest number of hearts from me. Pretty much everybody on the channel gets a heart, I'm fairly certain. This is on the Iron Man 151. So I recently watched a couple of depth videos about the current state of City Skylines 2, and apparently the game is in a much improved state compared to when it was released. Still has a ton of issues, but it's way better now. I think you're going to enjoy it, E. That is good to know, because I was actually gifted City Skylines 2 by one of my channel members. This legend right here, Ojemi58, what an incredible gift. Was on my wish list, and it's actually, they made it 10% off, but I think it was still $50 or something. And my poor ass can't really afford stuff like that. So, City Skylines 2 is going to be coming to the channel because I love the first game so much. And I actually already watched a video about graphic settings, and I watched this guy, and there's a ton of settings he goes through, and if you use them, it makes the game run a lot better. It still really pisses me off that they released the game like that. I was so hyped for City Skylines 2. For like 9 months on their YouTube channel, they were releasing videos almost every day. They had the devs on there going through what you're going to be able to do, all of this amazing stuff, and they were showing all of this footage. And then they released the game as a broken piece of garbage. So many people were so disappointed, and they should have been. They should be ashamed of themselves. The greed just got in the way, man, I guess. A lot of people got their money back, but I will be playing it. And I've actually already installed the game and went in and changed my settings to what this guy recommended, but I've not played it yet. I was just in the main menu, but that's going to be coming soon to the channel, hopefully. I love that game. Thanks for letting me know, man. Rob Bomford, episode 21. The tank and healer really should have just let that Ellie shaman die a couple of times so they got the message how annoying. So I was actually we had a wipe there, and I was kind of glad to see it because sometimes I feel like that's what it takes for somebody to kind of calm down a little bit with pulling fucking everything, not looking at the healer's mana. It does happen in Cataclysm. You can run out of mana for sure. By the way, today is the 4th of July for me here in the United States. This should come out on the same day. Happy Independence Day to my fellow Americans. Interesting fact about the 4th of July. The Declaration of Independence was not actually signed on the 4th of July. It was signed on the 2nd or the 3rd. It's just the media, well, I'll say the media, the newspapers and things at that time didn't report it until the 4th. That's why we celebrate it. Interesting little fact there. But today, it's actually, by the time this video comes out, it might already be out on the channel. I'm going to start alternating. Wait a minute, am I? Yes. I think. Yeah. I'm going to start alternating the Worgen Warrior with a Goblin Priest, and I'm going to be healing. I don't know how long I'm going to do it. There's already 2 episodes recorded, and the first one is coming out today. It probably is already out by the time this releases, but I'm going to start rotating. So I'm going to be dungeon spamming just like we're doing. Going to be healing on the Goblin Priest and then DPSing as a warrior. Might even try tanking. Might switch it up and try tanking. So we'll do tank and healing, alternating, and also my Q's pretty much instant if I do that. So a little bit of a spoiler there, but there you go. The Pursuer, the pilot, episode 45. Dude, I really want to catch up on this, but I'm so damn far behind. That's my fault. I'm a bit of a lunatic. 3 videos a day is just insane, and you are not the only one who is way far behind, I know. Actually, I was thinking about making a massive change on the channel where I was going to release 1 video a day, but I didn't do it. Obviously, not yet. I might do that in the future. I don't know, but it would extend Let's Plays so much. And if I did that, so right now there's 6 Let's Plays going on. Is that right? Yeah, I think there's 6, actually 7 because of the rotating the 1. That's a lot. So if I did that, there would be, if you're following one particular series, like if you're just following Red Dead or Hogwarts, there would basically be 1 video a week for you to watch. And so I don't know any other way to do it right now. I'm just playing too many damn games. So right now it's every other day you see whatever thing you happen to follow. And I think that's okay. But yeah, man, that's my fault. Sorry. Nimue 7701, Nimue and granddaughter, hello. If you happen to be watching this, Hogwarts Legacy. I my biggest commenters on Hogwarts. Oh my God, you missed the 500 galleon chest. I am not surprised. Nimue, I missed so much. It was behind the house where you got the demiguise in Hogsmeade and some pages and chests in and around the Honeyduke's shop. I never buy, but products of beasts you can rescue yourself unless you really need to upgrade. And when you get to Natty the next time, please check all gated doors. You will see when in the castle, many overlooked the gated door after the last locked one. I get so distracted in this game. Revelio is the devil's curse. If you do a Revelio anywhere, you're going to see like 100 things to go get distracted on. And I do that sometimes. I'll spend 10 minutes going and doing this, doing that. I can pick level 1 locks now, so you can go into houses and just steal with no effect on your character, which is weird. I'm curious as to why they didn't have like a morality system in this game, because you could just go into somebody, you can pick the lock, go into somebody's house and just steal. It's weird to me. Same thing in shops. It's a little bit strange, but I'm used to it now. But I know I miss so much in the game. I'm trying not to miss things, but what I'll probably end up doing with this game is after or get to a certain point or something, I'll probably go back, try to do all the Merlin trials, try to find all the field guide pages, things like that. Right now, as I'm doing side quests and main storyline quests, if I see something in my immediate peripheral or whatever, I'll usually go over and get it. But I do know I miss a lot. Thank you so much for all the support and comments and help on this, Nimue. I really appreciate it. This is Mr. Dustin Dixon on the Hogwarts Legacy, episode 25. Good day, Big E. It's been a while since I've been around the channel anyway. Yes, it has. It's good to see you again, man. After getting into the game, I'm loving it. I still think it has a cringe dialogue, as did the books and movies. Coming from the Witcher games and books and Lord of the Rings films, it's a bit hard. But with all that said, I'm glad you can tell the devs cared for the property and the directors of the films cared for the books. It's easy to spot that they are all each Harry Potter properties. Yeah, I think it's okay. I like the voice acting. I do agree some of the dialogue is a little bit weird. What doesn't line up to me, you get dialogue options. Now, I don't know if they actually matter in the game. I think you actually end up at the same place, but your character, you can role play it different. But what's a little bit weird is, so you'll get an option and you select the option, but he doesn't really say, it doesn't translate to what it said you were going to say. I mean, it's like roughly, but it's not always spot on. That's a little bit strange to me. But other than that, I think the voice acting is tremendous. And I'm enjoying the story quite a bit. And now, this is coming from somebody who's never read the books. I've seen the first movie, most of it, and then maybe bits and pieces of some of the others. I basically don't know anything about the Harry Potter universe. So this is all kind of fascinating to me. But great opinions, man. I appreciate it. I never played any of the Witcher games, but I'm a huge Lord of the Rings, the books, a huge fan. I did not like what Peter Jackson did, adding his own love story and all of that BS. For the most part, I was happy with the movies. The soundtrack was amazing. I think some of it was a little corny and silly, over the top. The best example I can give of over the top is what you call him, the elf character. The hell is his name? I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Can't remember his name right now. The way that they, like in the action scenes, they made his character so rubbery. He's flying around horses and jumping up on the backs of horses and shooting and then doing these rubbery. I didn't like that at all, man. They made his character a little bit too ridiculous. Legolas, the elf, a little bit too ridiculous. I think they did a fantastic job with Gollum, Mordor, all of that stuff. But I have strong opinions because I'm so into the books. But so I get it. If you were a super hardcore Harry Potter fan, you could probably pick this game apart, I'm sure. But I love to hear people's opinions on things and different views. This is Jamie on Hogwarts Legacy. At 38:53, she just kept going on. It's ridiculous. Let's see what the timestamp is here. Oh, is this the shopkeeper?
Thank you for stopping by. A treat to have you here.
Wow. Yeah, see her wares.
What do you have?
Yeah, I went into this shopkeeper just trying to sell some stuff, and it was like 10 minutes of dialogue from her or something. It was just ridiculous. Liam Robinson, what's going on? This is on the pilot. So, by the way, I don't know if you guys are noticing, in some of the videos, you might have an option to choose which thumbnail you like. I don't actually know what you see, but YouTube, they're constantly, well, not constantly, but they're pretty good about like updating and changing and getting content creators more options and things. So I have an option to put, I think, up to 3 different thumbnails if I want. It's a lot of, well, it's not a lot of extra work, but it's extra work. I've done it a few times, or I could just choose 2 thumbnails. So you might see that. I think this episode had a couple of options for different thumbnails, and I think it gets voted on and then it picks or something. I'm not actually sure, but I'm interested to see what you guys see when you look at my video, how that works or what it shows you, or if you've even seen it yet. Because I've done it in like 3 or 4 videos, I think, where you have different thumbnail options. Just, I don't know, I thought it might be fun. At 105.38, don't say, sorry, she's my favorite character too. This has to be talking about Sadie. Let's see. That is Sadie. Yeah.
I think we're going to crash.
I love Sadie's character. By the way, I started watching, I think all of the voice actors, the cast was at a Comic-Con or something. And I started watching. I watched up until the point where the woman who plays Sadie, by the way, hot. She says, if you're watching this, this is spoiler territory. So I actually stopped watching the video. I'm going to watch it after I finish playing this game because I don't want to know how it ends yet. I have no idea. I have a feeling, and I've had a feeling for a long time, that there's going to be this split between Arthur and Dutch. I just feel like that's coming up. I feel like there's going to be this big revelation. Something's going to happen. I'm real interested. But yeah, I love Sadie's character. She, like where she started from and where she's at now in the game, it's just kind of cool to me. A lot of fun hanging out with Sadie. She takes no prisoners. Hope you're doing well, Liam. Cynics on episode 151. Even though you have advertisements disabled, I got a YouTube advertisement survey at the start of the video, which asked me to pick the advertisement I have seen the most of, which is basically the same thing as an ad where you have to click an option to skip before the video. Didn't know that was a thing on a non-monetized channel. Yeah, so this pisses me off, but there's no way around it. Ads are just here to stay. So I don't have ads running on any of my videos myself. But YouTube can put their own. So what that means is once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you get monetized. You can monetize your videos by selecting to have advertisements run that you select. Well, I mean, I have nothing to do with what ads you see, but I can choose to put ads on the channel. What that means, YouTube automatically puts ads on my channel, whether I want them to or not. They just do it. If I choose to turn advertisements on, I can put up to 3 additional ads on a video at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. I have that shit turned off because I don't want you guys watching. I don't want you watching an ad every 10 minutes or something. But it doesn't matter. YouTube still puts them on there. You have no control of it. So my channel is still small, so it's not worth it to me to make you watch more ads so that I get 2 cents or something, right? Or fractions of pennies is actually what it is. So I have them turned off. And they actually sent me, from time to time, I'll get, as a content creator, they will send me a survey where they can take up to like a half an hour to fill out, but I usually do it every time. And they're trying to get a feel for how you're feeling as a content creator, what they could do to change. And I got to be honest, it's pretty good. They go really deep. They dive deep, asking you questions. And I have seen things that didn't like, and they've made changes to this. I'm not saying me personally, but as a whole across YouTube, content creators, if they feel the same way, they will make changes. They're not getting rid of advertising because they make 30% across the board plus whatever initial fee they charge these advertisers. YouTube gets 30% of everything from every content creator across the board, plus a shit ton more. But they asked specifically, and I told them, I basically said, I hate that you put ads on my videos that I have no control over. I don't get to pick what genre of ad it is, whether it's an auto ad, home remedy ad, whatever. They just put whatever I think whatever they get paid most for is what you're going to see. But yeah, I have no control of that, unfortunately. All I can recommend is an ad blocker, but that's not going to be working in the future. If you have ad blocker, you probably won't be able to watch videos soonish. They're working on that right now. But yeah, so you might, who knows what type of ad you see. I just want you to know I have no control over what ads they put. And I'm hoping maybe it's just one at the beginning and then you don't see anything, but I don't know. I have no control of it, unfortunately. I do not like that. This is from Jamie on 1899, episode 1. Time to start watching this series from 2 days ago. Jamie, I hope you won't be disappointed. This is the best game I've ever played to date. This game is incredible, man. It really is. The story is just incredible. Now, I mean, it might not be for everybody because a lot of people don't like too many cutscenes or diving too deep into stories. They just want to play a video game. This game to me has it all. The bar that they set with this game is really, really high. It is just incredible. I'm having so much fun. This is a game I really look forward to recording every time it's time for me to record an episode. In fact, yesterday I recorded 3 in a row. I don't usually do that, but I was so into it. Pretty incredible. And we're getting into juicy stuff now in the game here. Thanks for watching, Jamie. Matthew, this is Matthew. He has been around almost since the beginning of my channel. He is one of my top commenters. This is on Cataclysm Classic, episode 22. Don't forget you can equip your decapitator. I forgot about that. Actually, I think I might have picked up something that's better. We'll see, but I'm going to check on that. Matthew, I probably put that thing in the bank. Thank you for reminding me. I have some stuff that was gifted to me that I got that I couldn't use for 5 or 6 more levels, but I think I'm at that level now. Thank you, Matthew. I hope you're doing well, brother. Bill Willis, episode 22. Them intellect drops, yes, and the agility drops. I think you may need to make a Worgen Warlock and watch the strength gear roll in. Yeah, I think I'd made a comment. I don't know what's going on with the dungeons we've run so far. Not even exaggerating. It's like 99% of everything that drops is either int or agility. I think agility is actually better for arms warrior. I'm not sure, but that's what it's telling me in my gear recommendation thing, whatever that add-on is. Yeah, it's been stupid with the intellect drops. I feel like I did finally get a piece. I don't think the video's out yet. I finally get a piece, maybe 2, in, I don't know what dungeon it is, but it's changing a little bit, but it was getting ridiculous. This is Touch Me Nancy. This legend right here has been publicly subscribed to me for a year. He's been around for a long time. He is OG. He has created guilds for us. He has done so much for the channel and so much for the guilds that I'm never taking part in. Discord. How you doing, Drew, man? I hope you're well, brother. On Hogwarts Legacy 25, 5303, yes, get. What is this?
Velio.
I keep seeing stuff that I can get. Yes, distractions. This is what I was talking about earlier. This Revelio spell, you want to not get any quests done? Just use Revelio. You can be running around the whole time just getting stuff that you can find. And you can use Revelio from your broom mount as well, which is even worse. Hope you're doing well, Drew. By the way, to my Canadians, Matthew and Drew, there's another one, but I haven't seen in a while. Happy Canada Day. I think Canada Day was on the 3rd. No, it's on the 1st. Happy Canada Day. I did some research on Canada Day, and pretty interesting. It's not technically it's not like the anniversary or the birth of the country. It recognizes a significant, how do I word it, political change that happened to the country there, I think is how that goes. Probably not, but happy Canada Day to you. David Nelson on episode 22. The Dungeon Finder rings are not unique equip. You can put 2 of them on. I talk about this in an upcoming episode. So I had one strength ring that was pretty good, and then I got another one, I think, from the quest, the little bag that you get at the end of the dungeon if you do the random dungeon. But it was the same as the one I put on, but I didn't realize, because I think it's the like the jewel crafters and things, they can make rings, but I think those are unique and you can only have one of them equipped. So I got it confused. Thanks for letting me know, David. I appreciate it. This is Galdrick. He just says, "Aye." Thank you. The Ironman Challenge 152. There may have been a close call here. Maybe what happened there. Galdrick, thank you for the comment. Thanks for watching. If you choose to stick around or sub or not, just if you're watching videos, welcome to the Misty Mountain Gaming family, my friend. This is Jamie on Ironman Challenge 153. I need a drink. I'm losing my voice here. Reading comments is thirsty work. At 3:39, I'm actually pretty interested in what these projects might be. Looking forward to it. Oh, so this is my, I hate saying IRL. It sounds so cheesy to me. So I had some things planned where I was going to be doing completely different stuff, not gaming videos, with my cameras basically facing down on this desk here. And I'll tell you what one of them was. I was going to be building a model car, a 55 Chevy, level 5 model building thing. I haven't built a model since I was like a kid back in the 70s. Yeah, I'm that old. And I got the model and like paint and all of this stuff for a birthday like 5 or 6 years ago. In my closet. It's like a treasure trove in there. I have so much crap in that closet that I've not unboxed or anything. Not a ton, but it didn't work out. I actually tried to do it just last night. I tried to get my cameras working. I just couldn't get the right angles, and it just looked too weird. Now, I'm not saying it's off the table, but I've kind of given up. I got frustrated last night. But my webcam now, here that I'm pointing at, is now mounted from the ceiling. So it's stable. It doesn't move. It used to be on this tripod. There's my key light, primary light, is now off to the side. This used to be in front of me and a little bit lower. It's a ring light, and the camera would sit inside the ring light. But the problem with it was always in my eyes. It's actually why I don't generally wear hats, but I do for the channel to keep the lights out of my eyes, because if I'm playing a game and it's dark, I can't see shit. I can't see anything. Anyway, I've moved the camera here. Now it's stationary, and I have a little flexibility with this. And I've got the key light over and a little higher. And I got 2 lights out of my closet, and they're now up here. So it's because I've been having trouble with my damn green screen, and I'm always trying to dial it in. It's getting a little bit better. And as I say that, there's my rug right there. Hold on. Yeah, that's my rug. That camera needs to come down a little bit. Let's just do that. And okay, that's better. Anyway, I was messing around with the camera and stuff, and I just couldn't get the right angles. I've got another little handheld 4K camera, which for some reason is dog poop. I've already dropped so many bad words during this. Anyway, it was terrible. The quality was terrible, and I just got frustrated, and I put it over there. I put it to the side. So I was going to do that. I was going to make a series out of it and maybe time lapse some of it, or, just do something. But I got frustrated with it and put it to the side. And then there was another thing I was going to be doing where I was actually going to build a radio from a blank circuit, not a blank circuit board, but I was going to be adding, they come in kits, and like you can add your transistors, resistors, the potentials, and all of this stuff. I can't even remember the stuff, like capacitors, potentiometers, all kinds of stuff you can put, and you actually build a radio that works. And I was going to do that just as a hobby because I have a soldering kit and all this stuff, and I haven't used it in years and years. But my background is I do have an electronics and electrical theory, as well as computer and IT stuff. But it was a lot of fun for me to do. That might still happen. I'm not sure yet. But before that happens, I've got to figure out a way to get another camera or just a different angle or something to make it better. I get frustrated pretty easy, especially when I have to move all of my crap around. It bugs me. Having to move my main camera, I have to reset all of my scenes, and I don't like it. So anyway, the graveyard or the gravestone cleaning is still on the table. It's just the weather here has not been the best. It's been really hot, and we've also had a lot of rain. And so I cannot go out to that graveyard with the ground wet because it is just, my Camaro just doesn't do it. I've got to drive down this dirt road, and that Camaro is not a 4x4. I just couldn't do it. So the weather has played a little bit. Also, my social anxiety, not wanting to go outside, has played a big role in it. But that stuff is still coming up, and I'm hoping to get just a better schedule and try to kind of work things out and then commit and do them. But those things are coming up on the channel. Boy, that was a long explanation for that. At 1303, it's a feature. A bug in a WoW game, never seen that. Let's see what this is.
You
So
see
many
that?
bugs.
So that's
Oh.
what happened last time.
I know what
The
this is.
trap, the dot was.
So check it out. I've got a fire trap up. Watch when I disengage.
Look at that.
That's just a coincidence. I did test this a couple of times after. I think what it is these elementals have a resistance to some type of damage. But this explosive trap would not stay on the target here. It wouldn't get the full effect. And it just happened when I disengaged that the trap dropped off, and I thought it was a bug in the game, but maybe it is a feature. Jamie, maybe it is. Just got accepted into one of Sweden's biggest programming universities. Super excited about it. Got to move back to Stockholm now. Have lived there before and worked on 2 games at a smaller indie company. Basically all experience I have, excluding private hobby projects and one school thing. Wanted to ask what you have done before your programming experience with work, etc. Did you go to university? Congratulations, Jamie. Man, that is awesome, dude. That really is. I'm excited and happy for you. Good luck with that, man. I hope you keep us informed about that. I think Cynics was going to do something similar as well. How's that working out, Cynics? I haven't heard anything on it. Back to Stockholm. Nice. Is that far away from where you live now? I don't know, but that's awesome. So my programming experience, I taught myself how to program, which is good and bad. I learned Python, and I already knew, I knew BASIC that I learned in the late 70s from actually just a manual. I programmed my first game. Well, I'm going to put game in heavy quotations. But I taught myself Python just from a series of books and doing exercises and things like that just on my own. I did go to school for 2 years at night, but it wasn't for programming. It was like this all-in-one thing where it was electronics. It was actually called CENT. It was Computer Electronics Applications and Networking Technologies, all rolled into one. Did it help me with my IT career? A little bit it did, but mostly it was a waste of time. So I started doing IT work in about when would this be? About 1992 or 93. In the late 70s, I got a Tandy 80. They used to call them Trash 80 computers. I think my grandfather bought it. I actually don't know where it come from. I just assume my grandfather, because I got it for my birthday, one of my birthdays, and it changed my life. And it came with a book, a thick book that was the basic programming language. And I consumed that book as a kid and was figure out how to program and put things on the screen. And I made this game using the movement keys where you basically walk through hallways and open doors and things like that. It was just cheesy as fuck, but it was exciting. And then I didn't touch computers for a long, long time. But I was working at this place in Connecticut. Well, I started in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and then got transferred to Hartford, Connecticut, actually East Hartford, Connecticut. And at this time, we were building basically a water treatment plant from the ground up. And I ended up doing all of the computer work there just because I was familiar with it. Nobody else knew how to do it. So they were going from Windows 3.11 to Windows 95. And at this time, Windows 95 came in a pack of 1.44 discs. They called them floppy disks. The discs before that, the 3 point whatever they were, those were actually floppy disks, the big ones. My old school people will know what those are. They literally could bend. And then they went to the 1.44, which was the format, which was the storage. 1.44 megabytes is what the data you could put on these. And Windows 95 came on these disks. I can't remember how many there were. There were probably 16. And so you would load the operating system with these disks and it would tell you to change them. Anyway, that's when I really started getting into IT and troubleshooting. I installed Windows 95 on all the machines, networked them together. Networking at that time was a lot different than it is today. We were using BNC cable with BNC connectors to network these things. And so that's when I kind of dipped my foot in, and I caught the bug, the tech bug around that time, Windows 95. I finished out that job there, actually got fired for beating people up. I was a lunatic when I was younger. And then in 1997, I actually went to school. I did this night school and really this was like motherboard level, like what CMOS is, complementary metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, right? I was learning what happened when you pressed power on a motherboard, all of the steps, all of the checks, things like this, the components. Back then, there were things called IRQs, interrupt request, I think it was called. Just a lot different. The operating system was much more fragile, and you could get your hands in there and really screw shit up. But anyway, that's when I got into it. And so I did 2 years. I was working full-time, a regular job, and then I was going to school full-time at night. My life was crazy then. So 97 to 99, graduated in 99, top of my class, not accredited university. When I went there, it was called Fox Institute of Business, and they later changed the name to something else. I don't know. And then I started looking for IT jobs. So I got my first real tech job at a company called Datacom. They're not around anymore, I don't think. But I was just kind of like a road technician. It was this big shop, and they had they had 2 other technicians at the time, and then they hired me. This is when you had to take your resume in on a piece of paper and hand it to people. I was hired on the spot, and then I started. It was like troubleshooting, like people's home systems. This place would build computers and they would sell them, and they would include a support package. So if somebody bought a computer, they took it home and their modem stopped working. And I'm talking about 14K modems. Can I remember all the speeds? If you had a 33, modem that was pretty good. I think they got up to like 64 kilobits per second, where you've plugged a hard phone line in, you could hear it dial up and all of this stuff. There was a specific noise. AOL was a thing then and all of this stuff. But anyway, so I would go out and I would go into people's homes and fix their modem or try to figure out what was going on. It might be a bad power supply, you name it. And that's so I was kind of like a hands-on technician for a long time. And then from there, I got into other things. I started getting into I never really did help desk, which is first level support where you answer a phone and help people. I hate that job. I got into second level, which is a mix of I'm at my desk doing things from my computer remotely, or I go out on foot to wherever I'm working and fix people's computers or whatever. And then I got into third level support, which is like admin, network administration, things like that, server management, blah, blah, blah. Then I got into programming. I started doing it just on my own, teaching myself. And it took about 2 years, I think, before I became, I would say, proficient with it. Is a pretty steep learning curve. I would just read the same books over and over and over in my spare time until the programming language started to make sense to me. That's how I had to do it. So unfortunately, because I'm self-taught, if I'm working a job with other programmers who have gone to school or something and been taught properly, they're using terminology and things that don't really click with me. I mean, I understand the idea, but I've come up with my own terms, so I'm not the best person to teach somebody at all. But anyway, that's a very long-winded explanation of my background. So now I'm not working right now, but if I do work, it's from home, and I just do programming jobs, mainly with Python. I know a little bit of some other languages, but I'm not really proficient with them. Anyway, Jamie, congratulations, man. That is super exciting. I'm interested how soon this is going to happen and how far Stockholm is. Well, I guess you have to actually move, so that's cool, man. Keep me informed on this. This is really exciting to me. This is thanks for the keto tip. Seriously, I'll be trying this after my vacation with my parents, going to Malacca. I'm so sorry for butchering that. I don't know what that is, for 10 days. And if I know myself, I would gain some weight there. Keto. Yeah, I'm doing keto again. I did it hardcore last year. And I'm starting to talk about this in some of the Let's Plays, but keto is a great little way to get yourself healthy and drop weight really quickly, and just to fill your body with nutrition and get rid of all the sugar and carbohydrates and crap like that. But yeah, good luck, man. It takes a little willpower to do, but it's definitely doable. Burn It All, Red Dead Redemption, episode 26. This is from user LP9GD5BD8F. I've seen this. I think I know who this is, but I thought I saw something different before. I can't stand the handles that YouTube uses now. Practice, as they say, makes perfect. Keep up the good work, Cowpoke. I know exactly who this is. Thank you very much. I love your comments on the Red Dead stuff. I really do. Thank you for watching. Montoya on Trader, Red Dead Redemption, episode 45. I think there are 2 episode 45s and 2 41s, probably. Man, did I just do it again? I don't think so. Maybe I labeled them the same. I don't think so, but it's highly possible, man, that I did it. I'm so bad. Nimue on Hogwarts Legacy, episode 26. You can check in your inventory how many moons you have, and you scared the shit out of me with your reaction to the spider in the Top's cave. Probably scared the crap out of me, too. Yeah, well, Nimue, just so you know, whenever you hear me scream or yell out like that, it's actually a war cry. It's a battle cry. People know that on the channel. I don't get jump scared. I just go into fight mode where that's a battle cry that you heard. That wasn't a scream. This is from the Rad Hatta. Thank you for sharing your weight loss advice. I'm currently 230, trying to get down to 200, 190. I have a very bad relationship with food, emotional eating, and I'm having a hard time finding strategies to eat better. I'm very physically active, but I eat so much and eat garbage, so I'm operating at a loss. I'll give fasting a go. Dude, I'm a lot like this as well. I'm very, very active. I usually eat pretty well. I don't eat a lot of junk food, but I do go through periods where I'm not eating the best stuff. The best advice I can give, if you're going to try keto, I wouldn't suggest doing it as hardcore as I'm doing it. So what I do right now, and this is what I did last year, it's about a year and a half now. I just eat twice a day, and they're 4 hours apart, roughly 4, maybe 5 hours apart. So say if I eat at noon, I'll eat again at 4 or 5 p.m. And then I do not eat again for 20 hours. So if I eat at 4, that second meal at 4, I don't eat again until about 4 p.m. the next day. It's noon the next day, whenever I eat the first time. It's a little bit rough to do that. I wouldn't suggest doing keto that hardcore. What keto is, it comes from the word ketosis. When your body stops burning sugar, meaning there's no sugar left in your body, it will burn your body fat. That's what that means. Your body goes into ketosis. That's kind of ideal, especially if you're fasting. So what keto is essentially is just eating. I eat less than 50 carbs a day, much less. Right now I'm eating about 20 or 25 carbs in 24 hours. And so the way that you do that, so meat, fish, seafood, chicken, no carbs in it. It's just high protein and high fat, which is what you want. I mean, it's great for your body nutrition-wise. So that's all I eat is basically right now is just meat or like a little piece of frozen fish or something, shrimp. Most cheeses are good. Cottage cheese in moderation. I'll just use that as a little teeny 1 or 2 spoonfuls in a snack. So my first meal, I'll eat like 2 burger patties, no bread because it has the carbs, sugar. I eat no sugar, no high fructose corn syrup, just the meat. If I can find a sauce that has no sugar or is keto friendly, I'll use that. And then I'll have a big giant bowl of salad, spinach leaves, lettuce leaves, whatever, right? Little carrot shreds in there, whatever. A sauce, not blue cheese or any crap like that. You really have to read labels, and anything that has sugar in it, just get rid of it. Just don't eat it. It's going to be a little bit tough to do. And then that's it. I'm full. My body feels full because it's just nutrition. I'm just drinking water. No sodas, no iced teas, no crap like that. I'll just drink water and sometimes I'll just use my pre-workout. There's no sugar in it. It's got pretty good crap in it. Or like a non-caffeinated or caffeinated, whatever. Just a drink flavor, right? Just make it flavor the water so it's not plain water. I actually like plain water, so it's not a big deal for me. And I just do that twice. So I eat the twice and then I feel full for a very long time. And it works. So what happens is once you stop eating sugar, and people have been watching the channel for a while probably are skipping ahead because they're sick of hearing about me and my keto crap. If you stop eating sugar for 24 hours, roughly 24 hours, your body gets rid of it all. You'll have no sugar left in your body. What your body does, if you constantly eat sugar, it converts to fat, stores it as fat on your body. That's why people never lose weight, because they keep eating sugar. But if you stop eating sugar, your body will burn it all off. And then these periods of time when you're fasting or in between meals, when your body will use for energy instead of sugar, there's none, it burns your body fat off. So you don't even have to work out. Now, if you do work out, you're just going to lose weight and just that much stronger and that much healthier, and the weight comes off quicker. But it works 100%. But you have to stop eating sugar 100%. Now, again, I wouldn't suggest what I'm doing to somebody who's never done this before, especially if your diet is not the best. Just eat 3 times a day, right? Just break the meals up, eat 5-6 hours apart or whatever. But just choose the healthy stuff. try to eat less than 50 carbs a day. You're going to have to read labels, right? But salads with the right dressing or no dressing, I like putting a little cottage cheese on my salad just to give it a little something extra. And then chicken, meat, or fish, right? Be careful what sauce you choose. You got to read labels for everything. No high fructose corn syrup, no sugar. Try to stay away from that bull crap. And that's it. And just do that for 24 hours, and then the weight will literally come off. I was averaging like a pound or 2 pounds a day. Now, in the beginning, your weight probably will fluctuate. One day you might get on the scale, I'm 230. 2 days later, you might be 231, 232. But you give it a week, 2 weeks, and then the weight is just going to drop off. Not even exaggerating. You could drop 25 pounds in 2 months easy, 2-3 months. And even more if you're a very large person. So sorry about the rant there. And like I said, I'm talking about this in some of my upcoming videos. I got up to 238 when I got on the scale at the gym. Now I'm a 5'11". I got a lot of muscle in my body. I'm a bigger guy, but I developed this little bit of belly, and I don't like that. So I'm trying to drop 20 pounds. So I can do this easy, probably before my birthday coming up at the end of August. We'll see. If anybody's interested. If anybody's interested in this, I could do a whole separate video on it, and I can show you exactly what I eat, like exactly what's on my plate for both meals. I don't have a problem with eating the same things over and over. It doesn't matter to me because I have trained myself to think of junk food as bad, right? Sugar is bad. It's bad for my body. And I've trained myself to say I don't like the taste of it. It's too sweet. This is something I've just done over the years because I used to do MMA fighting and all of this stuff, and I used to be really lean, blah, blah, blah. So I ate very basic for years and years, so I'm kind of used to it. So it's not that big of a deal for me to just eat something that doesn't have sugar in it and a glass of water, but I know how healthy it is for me, so I've convinced myself this is all I need. I'm not saying I don't ever get sugar cravings. I do. What I'll do is if they're really bad, just drink a glass of water. I know that sounds ridiculous. Drink a glass of water and then go back to your desk or whatever and just kind of wait it out. But there's artificial sweeteners, which I don't actually recommend, but it's better than sugar. Some of them are, not all of them. I like monk fruit personally. I don't use it a ton, but if you're a coffee drinker and you can't give up coffee and you load it down with like these high sugar creamers, maybe try to switch over to monk fruit. If you're somebody who drinks sodas all the time, you're going to have a hard time. I'm going to tell you right now. I've recommended this before. If you're somebody who drinks a lot of soda, like canned soda, whatever, get these things called can savers. There's these little rubber things you put on the top of the can. If you're craving a soda or whatever, and you don't have the willpower, like you just want to say, F it, man, I just want a soda. I'm going to go get it. Go into the kitchen, open it up, take a couple of sips, put the can saver on it, put the can in the refrigerator, and then go back to your desk. Get a glass of water or something. Flavor it with something, a little powdered flavor, and go back to your desk. Don't take the whole can back to your desk or the bottle because you'll just drink it, right? It's not easy to do. But all I'm saying is if you want to try keto, you can look up keto-friendly foods. There's a ton of it, man. There's a ton of food. It's pretty close to eating paleo, which is like just meat eater, right? There's no carbs. And it's high nutrition. What was I going to say? Yeah, I just completely lost my train of thought. It doesn't matter. So if you're going to do keto, you don't have to do it hardcore like me, eating twice a day, 4 hours apart, fasting for 20 hours. Go as long as you can. When you wake up in the morning or whenever you get up, if you're like me, sometimes you're waking up in the evening. Go as long as you can without eating. You want to hydrate, drink water, stay hydrated, or just get a couple of spoonfuls of something. I like cottage cheese personally because it's high in fat and it's high in protein. Don't get fat-free anything because it has more sugar in it. Find something, but you've got to get rid of cereal, the milk, the sugary shit, the donuts, all of that crap. You're going to have to let it go. Just eat something healthier. But just eat 3 times a day. If you can't fast for 20 hours, it's not that big of a deal. The fact that you're eating these meals with no sugar in them and this high nutritional content, you're still going to lose weight. It's just going to happen, but you have to stop eating the sugar. That's all I'm going to say about it. How long is this video? Good God, I'm an hour and a half. I'm so sorry. Hopefully people have skipped ahead if they didn't want to hear all of that, man. Anyway, the Rad Hatter, good luck to you, brother. If I can do it, you can do it. Beauty of a Horse, I forgot to mention that to you, Cowpoke. Thank you very much. I love that he puts Cowpoke at the end of every comment. I love it. He's into this game. It's amazing. Yeah, I just happened upon the best game in the game, the best horse in the game. What is it? It's the something albino horse. It's amazing, man. Liam Robinson at 120. The chess move that he is making is called the Dutch Gambit. I actually know this move. I'm a chess player myself. It is known to leave you open in chess. Okay, so I know what this is. There's a scene where we walk up to Dutch and he's doing a chess. He's reciting chess moves in his head. I didn't actually put that together that it was the Dutch Gambit. I love the game of chess. I'm not amazing at it, but I'm like okay-ish. It's a fun game. Cynics, you should get dual spec, man. I think it's like 10 gold when the level permits. Then you can have 2 specs. Also, you can equip 2 of those rings. The dungeon stuff doesn't have unique or unique equip tag that can be equipped twice if the slots permits. Thank you. That's another somebody let me know about that ring. I will remember that in the future. Well, will I remember that in the future? Probably not. All right, we're almost finished up here. Dude, I so agree about the fireworks. They're also super disruptive to animals, very young children, certain disabled people, people with PTSD, and the list goes on. Yes, I cannot. I was talking about the 4th of July and the fireworks. I can't stand it. I hate it, man. So last night was the 3rd. Between 9 and 11, there were people in the neighborhood shooting those damn things off, man. I can't stand it. I hate them. I can't stand fireworks. And you're absolutely right, man. Very young children, animals especially. If you're a dog owner and you've been around fireworks, your dog has probably been cowering in a corner somewhere. It's just terrible. It's a stupid way to celebrate the independence. Can we do it? Just do a parade or just do something else. I don't know, man. Make some posts on Facebook. But the fireworks display are just crap. I mean, they're cool to look at. I'm not saying that they're not. I just don't like the noise and shit. The mirror comment sounds like me in the morning. I'm an ugly bastard. Well, user LP9GD5BD88F. I am too. I don't like looking in the mirror. That is it. We have made it through the comments. Yes, we have. Let's go back to the chat tavern here. Here we are. Let me check and see, is this thing uploaded yet? Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. Get it together, YouTube boy. It is uploaded. Alrighty. Minimize that. Bring this over here. Well, that is it. The King reads comments. I think that was number 8. I'll do this from time to time because it's pretty hard for me to keep up, as busy as I am with the channel and just other things going on. I don't know if this is updated. This that up there? I don't think that's recently updated. I don't actually know. Yeah, I'll do this from time to time. It's a great way for me to just be more engaging with you guys and read what you have to say, and ramble on about diets and who knows what else. But thank you again for everybody watching, all of the wonderful comments. People who have chosen to subscribe. It really helps out my channel. It's free to do. Hit the subscribe button. And a big, big shout out, of course, to my channel members who have hit the join button. That's a massive thing in my life. You know, I think it's $3, $5, or $10 or something, the levels or whatever. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out, especially now. So thank you so much for choosing to do that. It means a lot to me. But that will do it for me. I'm looking forward to the new Fright Night series, Resident Evil 7. It's been on the list, I think the last 2 Fright Night series polls, at least one of them, and it was basically the second place winner. So we played Resident Evil 4 Remake, loved that game, and I already know I'm going to really enjoy this this game because, boy, is it creepy. The first episode was just, good God. I was not expecting the ramp up in intensity that quickly. But anyway, that's coming up. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of the community. I love it here. It's my favorite place. Take care. I'll see you in a future episode of something. Peace.